Ladies and gentlemen, another sad story, another baby gone for absolutely no good reason at all, okay? And I believe that we need to start protecting our babies. And we're going to talk about this beautiful little baby right here that had all the promise in the world, but was just in a situation where this baby was just not going to win, okay? So we're going to talk about this story that comes out of a place called Haywood County, North Carolina. I wasn't sure about the information that I was pulling up, but in all actuality, I've confirmed it and I believe that I'm correct, so I should not have to make a retraction. But on Wednesday, the Haywood County Sheriff's Office confirmed that a charge for a man in the death of his girlfriend's baby, hashtag mom's boyfriend, thank you, Mookie Lolo posted it, mom's boyfriend. Guys, we have a website called momsboyfriend.com just because this type of abuse is so prevalent that the mothers who usually end up having custodial custody of these kids will just bring anybody and everybody around their kids that's not the biological parent, like this idiot right here with this little bird chest. Look like this dude weighs about like 93 pounds. Little bitty punk, weird looking chicken chest looking dude. Okay? But he's been charged in the death of his girlfriend's baby, and that charge has been upgraded to murder. The mother of the child is also facing charges, which is, let me go back. That woman right there, that's the mother, even though she looks a little funky in the face, right? Even though she looks, let me back this up. Let me show y'all this. I don't know if y'all remember that movie, The Hateful Eight, but tell me she don't look like Daisy Domergue in the face. Y'all got to go look that movie up. I know that's not a really great joke, but I think it's funny. But she looks like Daisy Domergue in the face. But let's talk about this story. Deputies say that Dylan Brian Green, that individual with his shirt off, has been indicted for first-degree murder following the death investigation of a 10-month-old baby that I showed you guys. She was 10 months old. Her name was Chloe Evans. Let me show y'all a picture of Chloe. Get her face up here. That's baby Chloe right there. That's baby Chloe. This, I do not believe is baby Chloe, but we're going to come back to it. I do believe I have that picture correct. That's a different baby by the same woman. But we'll come back to that here in a moment. Now, deputies say that around 4:30 p.m. on a Thursday, July 18th of 2019, deputies were called to Lookout Lane in the Jonathan Creek community in reference to a cardiac arrest of a 10-month-old that they later identified as baby Chloe Evans, that baby. Evans was pronounced dead in the hospital at 10:35 p.m. Deputies also confirmed that the mother, let me get her face up on the screen. This individual, her name is Channing Ray Evans. I'm going to spell it for you. Channing, Ray, R-A-Y-E, Evans, E-V-A-N-S. There's a reason that I'm spelling it out that way. Channing Ray Evans is the mom's name, and that's Chloe's mother and Green's girlfriend at the time of the child's death, and she has also been charged in the case. Evans is charged with involuntary manslaughter and child abuse through willful act and or neglect omission resulting in serious bodily injury. Green had been initially charged with felony intentional child abuse, inflicting serious bodily injury in relation to Chloe's death. I'm going to give you guys a tidbit of information. So for the people who are here listening to this story, it's not really a good thing, the fact that I have additional information, but I want to point something out to you guys that I thought was really, really, really interesting. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get you guys a screenshot. And here's what I want you guys to know about baby Chloe Evans. Baby Chloe Evans passed away in July 18th of 2019. 2019. There was a baby, I'm going to get her name here in a moment, by the name of Aurora Dawn Clark that passed away September 11th of 2016. What I'm going to do is I'm going to bring up a screenshot. Let me send this over to my computer. My trusty computer. I have to receive this file and tell it, yes, I want to receive this file. Boom. Give me a moment here. This will only take a hot second. Let me go back to that other baby's photo. Let me see. Uh-oh. Sorry about y'all ears. That baby right there, that is the baby in question. That baby is, I'm going to make this big on the screen for you guys. That was baby Aurora Dawn Clark. Now, why am I bringing these two babies up? There's a reason. There is a reason why I'm bringing this up. I want you guys to remember that the initial child that we're talking about in this story died July of 2019? July 2019. This baby died September of 2016. More than 3 years apart. Let me show you guys a little something that you may or may not be able to see on my screen. Let's break out my trusty whiteboard. Make this thing really nice. I don't know if you guys can see that name right there. Can you guys see that name? If you guys can't see that name, it says that Aurora Dawn Raylynn Clark, they called her Sleeping Beauty, passed away September 11th of 2016. Aurora was born July 4th of 2016 in Hayward County, which is the same place of the story we're talking about, to an individual by the name of Channing Ray Evans and Caleb Clark. Yes? Aurora was adored by her family and was her parents' princess, their Sleeping Beauty. She was a very happy baby girl and was loved by all. Aurora was preceded in death by all but one of her great-grandparents. Aurora is survived by her parents, Channing Ray Evans and Caleb Scott Clark. Did anybody's mouth drop open to the floor? Do you guys see what I'm getting at? One child, they're being charged with first-degree murder. But yet, you look back, it's now 4 years prior, but at the time, when this last story happened, it was 3 years ago, this baby died by a different individual. Excuse me, not by a different individual, but this baby was had by a different individual by a man by the name of Caleb Scott Clark. Now, I don't know if they said why this baby died, but this baby died, okay? And it's just so funny how this baby was had by the mother, Channing Ray Evans, in that situation. And now, fast forward 3 years later, and you have another kid that is murdered, and you are also charged with the murder of Chloe Evans. Does anybody find that ironic? Just thought I'd throw that out there. is I don't know what they ruled the cause of death for that baby was, but I'm just throwing it out there that maybe some more foul play was going on. Let me give you guys the fair usage. Let's get it. Federal law allows citizens to reproduce, distribute, or exhibit. Let me apologize for the people's eardrums I just destroyed, okay? My bad. I'll try to cut that off on the replay. Here we go. Federal law allows citizens to reproduce, distribute, or exhibit portions of copyrighted motion pictures, videotapes, or video discs under certain circumstances without the authorization of the copyright holder. This is called fair use. It is allowed for purposes of criticism, news reporting, teaching, and parody, which doesn't infringe of copyright under 17 U.S.C. 107. I want y'all to know that anybody who talked about this story did not make the connection that I made. This is the only place you're going to hear that story, right here on our channel. And sorry about y'all ears. Hopefully I didn't bust your eardrums. All right? My bad. Here's the story.
New details on the death of a 10-month-old baby in Haywood County.
22-year-old Dylan Green is facing child abuse charges in the death of Chloe Evans last month.
As we hear from News 13's Rex Hodge, the indictment details the child's injuries.
The baby's grandmother said Green, who is not the biological father, had called that day and said Chloe had fallen out of her crib and wasn't moving. The baby girl was rushed to Mission Hospital in Asheville, where she died.
Wow. Okay, so, woo, that makes this even worse. I'm going to rewind this and I'm going to see if y'all pick up on what they just said. I didn't even realize that. Let's listen again.
The baby's grandmother said Green, who is not the biological father, had called that day and said Chloe had fallen out of her crib and wasn't moving. The baby's grandmother said Green, who is not the biological father, had called that day and said Chloe had fallen out of her crib and wasn't moving. The baby's grandmother said Green, who is not the biological father, had called that day and said Chloe had fallen out of her crib and wasn't moving.
Y'all heard that, right?
The baby's grandmother said Green, who is not the biological father, had called that day and said Chloe had fallen out of her crib and wasn't moving. The baby girl was rushed to Mission Hospital in Asheville, where she died. Law enforcement and medical personnel noted several injuries on the child, and the sheriff's office investigated the case as a suspicious death. The preliminary autopsy found the manner of death to be homicide. A grand jury has now indicted Green on a charge of felony intentional child abuse inflicting serious bodily harm. That indictment says Chloe's injuries consisted of multiple blunt force injuries of varying ages and degrees.
This baby was 10 months old and she had what kind of injuries?
As Chloe's injuries consisted of multiple blunt force injuries of varying ages and degrees.
10 months old with what kind of injuries? And y'all can actually see the injuries right there. Matter of fact, I'll pause it right there.
That's bodily harm. That indictment says...
I'm going to read y'all some of this. It says intentionally assault and inflict serious bodily injury, child under the age of 16 years old. The injuries are varying ages and degrees to the child's head, legs, and some other stuff, as the case may be. And such injuries including something, bruises, abrasions, multiple recent something. Injuries place the child in substantial risk. I can't read all of that, but it's a lot.
Chloe's injuries consisted of multiple blunt force injuries of varying ages and degrees to the head, face, ears, chin, neck, torso, back, arms, and legs, including multiple fractures and the presence of alcohol and methamphetamine in her body.
Wow. So they were meth heads.
And legs, including multiple fractures and the presence of alcohol and methamphetamine in her body. Presence of alcohol and methamphetamine in her body. Green, presence of alcohol and methamphetamine in her body. Green was initially charged on July 18th with possession of methamphetamine. Detectives continue working with the district attorney's office to further develop this case. Chloe's maternal grandmother is refraining from comment at this time. In Haywood County, Rex Hodge, News 13.
The baby's paternal grandmother has posted on Facebook an End Child Abuse gathering to take place at the Haywood County Courthouse tomorrow afternoon from 3 to 5. Green remains in jail on $250,000 bond. He has a court date scheduled for October 7th.
I'm going to give you guys my closing thoughts. I'm going to keep this really short. The reason why I brought that other baby up is because I don't think it's a coincidence that you had two small infant babies who ended up dead. This one, you can clearly prove that there was foul play that happened, old and new injuries to a 10-month-old baby. And he's not the father. So, let's think about how disgusting this woman's womb is. Her womb. This baby Chloe Evans, was only 10 months old. And she already had a new boyfriend living in the house. That is gross. So who did you have this kid by? And it doesn't even sound, especially with the last name, it doesn't sound like this kid was had by the dad of the last kid that you had that ended up dying, which was Aurora Dawn Clark. And Aurora Dawn Clark died in 2016. This baby, Chloe Evans, died in 2019. So who did she have this baby by? Where was that dad? And it makes me wonder if that dad was even okay with the fact that she's just having her kid around a meth head and a drug dealer. And the mom looks like she was probably a damn meth user her damn self. And the fact that this baby was beaten up and this baby had alcohol and drugs. And I repeat, this baby had alcohol and meth in her system. So either this baby accidentally ingested it or they gave it to her. If you ask me, I think for that mother and for that boyfriend, just skip the process of sending them to jail for life. There's a place called hell, and I believe that this mother and that raggedy looking bird chest boyfriend of hers, bird brain, meth head, that guy, both of them need to do eternity and hell for what they did to that baby. That baby didn't deserve that. And matter of fact, I think they might need to further look into the death of that other baby. 2 dead babies, 1 mom. To me, that just don't add up. But she's only going to get punished for just this one. But like I said, I hope that they give her the ultimate penalty under law and get them up out of here for what they did to that baby. That baby did nothing to deserve what she did, and she didn't stand a chance around these 2 idiots. Look at this baby. This baby deserved an opportunity to grow up and become something great. And I'm telling you guys, this baby did not deserve what she got. And she needs justice. As a matter of fact, if you ask me, baby Aurora needs some justice too. Because I'm sure she didn't roll over and die on her own. I think that she probably had a little help in that too. And like I said, I would love to see them get justice for both of those babies, okay? But to this beautiful young soul, young princess, Chloe Evans, 10 months old, R.I.P. Princess. I'm DJ Just Jay. We're the AFC, where we're going to continue to keep putting these stories out and advocate for our children first, because somebody's got to step up and protect these babies. I think it should be us. Make sure you guys like, share, and subscribe to the channel. You can always support us anytime, any opportunity that you guys get. All of our links are in the description box to support this channel and this content. We'll see you guys on the next stream. And hopefully we can start to change the tide and start winning this war for our babies, okay? From my heart to yours, I love you guys, and y'all have a blessed day. Peace.